You're by doing King Dingbat here, and today I have a special guest on a special, I guess, emergency stream. This is a last-minute stream because we had a major trade happen in the Eagles world. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people want to know what the hell's going on. What is going on, everybody? Let me start off by saying, Big Kid Rook, I want to thank you for the super chat. What is going on, everybody in the chat? And Joeyshakes, my man, what's happening?
Not much, man. I'm ready to dig into this from everything that's been going on, and a big surprise today. Actually, probably not a surprise to some people, but let's get into it. I'm
man.
I'm ready. I'm ready for it.
What was since you'll probably always, like when big events happen, like JFK, 9/11. Where were you when this trade happened? What were you up to? What were your thoughts initially?
I woke up late, so I didn't sleep well last night. So I woke up late. I saw on Twitter I had like over 20 notifications of like something happened. So I looked and seeing that the Eagles traded back from 6 to 12. Obviously they ended up getting with the Dolphins, got a first round pick for 22. A mid round pick was added in there, and I wanted to know why, and I was really angry. I have to say, I think at the moment it happened, I was pretty angry because we've been talking about this, these receivers, and we've been talking about putting weapons around Jalen Hurts, and all this has been going on, and it's just why is this happening? Yeah. What is he doing? Why are you trading this early? That was pretty much my reaction. Then you're just on your phone on the computer just trying to find out why they're doing it. So
I hear you. What's up, Kara? What's up, David? Dragonfire? Everybody in the chat. What is going on, everybody? Tim Bria, thank you for super chat. He says, looking good, Philly 500. Pause. Yeah, I got schooled on what pause means. The hell I know what it is. Do you know what that means?
I have no idea.
Apparently, if I say I love Kyle Pitts, I have to say pause. Otherwise, people think I'm talking romantically.
Oh, all right.
And I'm like, what? What are you talking about? But it is what it is. So I think that's just hilarious. Today's language, dude, I don't get it. My initial thoughts were simple. Like, what my brother texted me, and all he texted was, I told you. And I was like, what are you talking about now? Like, what are you bitching about now? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, the Eagles traded Miami. I go, no, dunce. The 49ers traded with Miami. Right? And I just got back. And he goes, no, the Eagles. And now I'm looking, I'm like, oh my God, I just got back from lunch. Now I have to find a way to get back home. My initial thoughts were, what the hell? And then I was like, okay, I'm going to try to look at this in a good way. I don't agree with the trade. I wouldn't have done it. But, I'm going to try to be positive about it. And then what really confused me was when they said the Eagles tried to trade up for Zach Wilson. That threw me off completely. And a lot of things began to run through my mind. Let me get through some of these super chats real quick. Astro Ant, thank you for super chat. He says, if Pitts goes to the Cowboys, it'll be like Kevin Durant when he went to the Warriors. Pitts ain't going to the Cowboys. Don't worry. He ain't going because he ain't going to make it there. He'll be long gone. Nitro Freak, my man. He says, my two favorite guys, nothing to worry about. It's obvious. An elite quarterback is coming our way. Have a great show. Shout out to Nitro Freak. Bro. And look, I think there's something to it. I have a little theory I'm going to run by you because I talked about this in my channel members video. So I'm going to run this by you in a minute. But John Gill, thank you for super chat. I think we still get a quality receiver, but not crazy about now. Hurts knows how he was going for Wilson. He's strong-minded, but still bad message. Yeah, I mean, they're doing to Hurts what they did to Carson, really. But here's what I want to say. When this trade happened, and I'm going to pull this up because I saved this. Right after the trade kind of went down, Ian Rappaport, he made a tweet, and it said the pound, I always say pound, hashtag Eagles tried to trade up for the number 3 pick, but they would only do it if they could get Zach Wilson, sources said. Instead, they backed out, got an extra first rounder, and will continue to build. And shortly after that, he puts another tweet up And he says, rephrasing an earlier tweet for clarity, early in the draft process, the Eagles felt Zach Wilson was a strong prospect, but for where they are, they felt moving back and collecting future first rounders was a better way to build a team. Now, Joey, when I see that tweet, the first one and then that one, it tells me, in my opinion, that the Eagles contacted him, they were pissed off, and he had to walk that back. And I find it interesting that when you look at his tweets, that first tweet, I couldn't find it. I think he might have deleted it, which is even more suspicious to me. So maybe, just maybe, the Eagles do want a quarterback. And if that's the case, by trading back to 12, I'm not so sure they're not going to go for one.
I don't think so either. I mean, number one, when does Ian Rappaport ever fix a tweet or have an error on a tweet? Really, everything he normally puts out from, because usually, like, if I'm up, like, usually he starts tweeting around like 5 a.m. And he never really corrects himself at all, which was really weird. But yeah, if you're at 12, I don't think there's Mac Jones. I mean, that's the only name I could really see at 12, maybe if no one takes him earlier than that. I have no idea, but I would like to think that they're going to stay away from the quarterback room and draft somewhere else. I don't know, but that was really fishy. And you said it because the thing is, I read the second tweet, not the first tweet. And the second tweet was saying, where he corrected himself. And I'm like, why did he say he corrected himself? Did he say something different from the first time? You just told me that. So now.
But see, I can't even find it. And if anybody can find the first tweet that he tweeted where he said the Eagles made a play, let me know. But I could not find it. It looked like he deleted it. That to me is suspicious. Vincent, thank you for super chat. He says, so rumors say that Jamar Chase is not a players-friendly guy in the locker room. That's why he sat out this year. He wants to play. For the Bengals. Well, I don't think he's going to get a chance to play for the Bengals, to be honest with you. Brody, thank you for super chat. He says, Dolphins are so inconsistent. We got to hope they are terrible. Love the videos. Philly, say pause. Pause. Oh, I'll put up pause. Thank you for super chat. But as Marie says, Philly, you never need to say pause again. That would be fine with me. Be you. That's why we love you, brother. Thank you. I don't want to say pause. I have no desire to say it, except for the people keep asking me to say it. But here's what I wonder. I wonder if this isn't a play to get the second pick overall. Now hear me out on this. Okay. You got the rumor was that the Jets want 4 first-round picks. If the Eagles really want to get to 2, could they be acquiring first-round picks in order to make that move? They got their first-round pick this year, their first-round pick next year, Colts possible first round, and the Dolphins. There's your 4 first-round picks. Could they be in the play for Zach Wilson? Because my other issue is, why would you trade up right now? We're over a month before the draft. You could get more if you wait.
Why did they do it immediately right now? That's
right.
If you want more compensation, if you want more compensation, you wait till draft night and say, hey, we're willing to trade back, and you just get all these picks. You'll be good to go.
Right.
But this shows that there is a plan in motion. There's something going on. They have somebody that they're targeting. Something is going on that we don't know right now.
That's right.
And that's the only really thing I could take out of it.
That's right. That's what I think. I think something's going on. This is the first shoe to drop. Now, people give me a hard time because I said that when they drafted Hurts, but I always go back to 2016 and how they made 2 or 3 steps to put themselves in a position to draft Carson. Q Childs, thank you for so much for the super chat. He says, Joe Boo's coming for you, Philly. Where is that voodoo doll? Where is Mark Holmes? Oh, there's Mark Holmes. He's right here. Joe Boo crew coming for you. Oh, yeah. Is Michael Anthony? Where's the fitness? Is he leading it? Wake him up from his nap. Stay in that wood, Mark. Stay in that wood. Oh, I missed the super chat. Dang, man. I'm sorry about missing these. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Jeez, I am missing them. Let me see here. Trans, thank you for super chat, my man. He says, my favorite Philly 500 quote was when he said, we should have drafted Nick Chubb. A Chubb can grow, Smallwood can't. That is very true. Very true. Big Kid Rock, yo, Philly 500, you're going to have to use your first round draft pick to move back up into the top 10. They might have to, yeah. They might have to. Oh, man. Kevin Bacon, I was looking for this one. Kevin, thank you for the super chat. He says 3 first-round picks next year and a early first this year is solid. We're rebuilding here. It's no way we get that done in 1 year. I love this move. I get what you're saying, and I'm not disappointed in getting the picks. The only thing I say is who is making the pick, you know? Who is making that pick? That is the question. Brody, I did read your super chat. Did you get to hear me read it, by the way? Oh, man, these are coming in. Dana Wiley.
I'll let you go.
Joe Flacco is your quarterback. Joe Flacco is your quarterback. Now let the meltdown Flacco. I like it.
I love it.
I was wondering, too, with Flacco saying, you know, he's not there to mentor. I wonder if he knows something, too. You know?
It's been like that. It's been like that. Like every time any players or anyone talks about the quarterback position, it's got to be a big secret. It's can't give the answers. Got to be a big secret. It started with Nick Sirianni. I'm not looking at the quarterback position right now. Like, okay. Right. And then Carson Wentz gets traded. You know, Flacco comes in, and you know, obviously, it's a total mess.
Yeah. Steve Livingston, thank you so much for super chat. He says Miami jumped Detroit to get the wide receiver they want. Pitts falls to 12. Tight ends don't go in the top 10. If Pitts fell to 12 and we got him anyways, boy, that would be unbelievable. That would be unbelievable, really. Then I would say that Howie was a genius in making that trade. I would. Right. You know, Jason Wall, thank you for super chat, my man. He says, Philly, me, and you go way back, and it seems like losing the Pitts potential pick is hurting you worse than when selling us out, but you could face it. I mean, I kind of moved on from Carson like a while ago. You know, I'm done with Carson. I said, you know, I was disappointed how he handled things, and I didn't like that he didn't want to fight for the job. But I mean, you know, I was really excited about getting Kyle Pitts. He was in our wheelhouse, man. Wilson Bates, thank you for the super chat. He says you should order some Joe Barty trophies to catch up to Dallas. Yeah, maybe I will. But you know, when are you guys going to win a championship that doesn't require VHS to watch? That's what I want to know. You know? But yeah, I mean, these things are coming out quick and crazy. But here's what I'll say too, Joey. I mean, if they do pick their 12th pick, you know, there is some good players on the board. There are going to be some good players. I mean, you got Parsons, you got Horn, you got Waddle. I mean, some people think Devontae Smith could drop. So there are good players available. It's just a matter of doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there'll be plenty of players. 12's on a bad spot. Are you going to get a generational talent? I think you're going to miss on some good guys there. But, you know, if you want to, are you drafting best player available at this point, or is there a certain guy that they're trying to target? And if it's somebody on defense, if you get a Micah Parsons, I wouldn't be upset about it because you could build around that guy. Like, that's your building block right there, middle of that defense. Even if you know, depending if Surtain goes to the Cowboys, J.C. Horn, obviously the rumors of the Eagles meeting with J.C. Horn after his pro day. So there's definitely interest there. So obviously, we still have free agency right now to see where, you know, are we getting that opposite corner from Darius Slay right now? Are we getting that number 2 guy? I know that Steven Nelson from the Steelers and, you know, missing out on Dory Jackson, obviously, probably for better reasons. You know, a lot of that's going on. So it's hard to say.
It is hard to say. And I forgot to put your link in the description. So that's what I'm going ahead and doing now. So you guys could all sub up my man, Joey. If you haven't, I'm going to put the link in the description. I forgot to do that beforehand. I was rushing around. Make sure you guys like, subscribe if you haven't, and definitely go sub up my man, Joeyshakes. If I had to choose, Joey, one guy that I would take right now at 12, if we're there, it's got to be, it's either Parsons or Horn for me. I love those guys, you know. Yeah. I think Horn's the best corner in the draft.
Think so?
I really do. I think he's the best corner in the draft. So, I mean, either of those guys I would be happy with. No doubt about it, you know. Jason Rhodes, thank you for Super Chat. Philly, even though my pants have been off since Tuesday, I'm not a fan of this move. Generational talent could have been had. Now it's guessing at 12. Yeah, look, you're not getting the same kind of guy. No question about it, man. But thank you for Super Chat. I agree. I mean, I would have stayed at 6 if it was me. The only thing I can tell you is I think that they got to have something up their sleeve. This does not make sense to me. Not this early. I can understand draft night, but this early? Transfat, thank you for Super Chat. He says, let's go get Brett Favre. Brett Favre.
Yo, hear me out with this too. What about this receiver core? Do you think they want to give these guys a chance, like Travis Fulgham and Jalen Reagor, especially with this new offense now? You know, Quez Watkins, John Hightower, the rest of these guys, give them a chance because I think there's so much more ceiling with some of these guys. But obviously, we've had veteran favoritism with Doug Peterson and these offensive assistants and how they schemed against defenses. So I think that's a huge part in giving these guys a bigger chance because Travis Fulgham, you know, Quez, that we've seen flashes, but we haven't seen them. You know, really, we had too many of these guys get benched, you know, with veterans getting in front of them. And I want to see these guys blossom this year. Maybe they're trying to take a chance on that and then wait till next year. I don't know.
Well, here's what I'll say. I mean, that's okay and that's fine all, but let's say you're picking at 12 and Waddle is the best player on your board. Are you going to skip him because you want those guys to grow? Like, I still think you have to take the best player on the board at the time. I don't know who it's going to be. I don't know how they're going to rank the board. I'm a little shocked that they did this, to be honest with you. It's shocking to me the way it happened too. You know what I mean? Like, how come they moved right in to 12 after Miami traded for? Like, it was like all simultaneously. Like, you know what I mean? It's like it was almost like they lost out on the trade at 3, and they said, "Well, we'll trade you for 12." It's weird to me, man. Birds Nation, thank you for Super Chat. Good show. Watching it from a hospital after getting blood work done, and now they want to keep me for 2 more days, so this is getting me through. Well, Birds Nation, man, I hope you're okay. Prayers go out to you, man. Hang in there, and I'm glad you could be joining us. You know what I mean?
Too, man. Definitely.
I appreciate it. Yeah. Robbie Radford, man, thank you so much for the Super Chat. He says Dallas is getting Pitts. Well, I mean, look, we'll see. At this point, anything's possible. You know, so you got what? You got the first 3 picks, right? Probably going to be quarterbacks, right? So first 3 picks, quarterbacks. Then you got Atlanta. They could go quarterback too. I don't know what they're going to do. And then you have Cincinnati. I think they take Sewell. Now you're going to have 6 where we were picking. I think you're going to have Chase on the board, Devontae Smith on the board. You're going to have Kyle Pitts on the board. I think Miami takes Chase. So now who's picking? Is it Detroit?
I think it is.
So I think it's Detroit. Do they take Pitts or not? That's the question. It could happen. I'll tell you this. If we get to a position where it's like 9 or 8 and Pitts is on the board, I'm trading back up and getting them. Now, you know what I mean? Now we're talking. You know, that's what I would do. Trans, thank you so much for Super Chat. He says, jokes aside, we should reach out to Andrew Luck. I don't think he has any inclination to come back, though. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Jason Wall says, thank you so much for Super Chat, buddy. He says, that's what I meant, bro. While it hurt you about Wentz, you can tell losing Pitt hurt worse. Yeah, it did. But just do like me, fall in love with Waddle. Pause.
Stop with the pause.
Pause. Yeah, I like Waddle a lot. But yeah, it did hurt me because I really thought, man, I thought we were getting a guy, the next guy. You know what I mean?
No.
Thank you guys for Super Chat. You guys are too generous tonight, man. Big Kid Rook, thank you for Super Chat. No playoffs for next 4 years. Lost seat at the top 10 dinner table. Lost Pitts and Parsons and 2 quarterbacks left over for dinner now. I think Parsons could fall to us. I really do. You know what I mean? I do.
I don't think the Giants. I think because the Cowboys are set at linebacker, the Giants just paid a linebacker last year a lot of money. So I mean, maybe adding to that, I don't know. They could, but the Giants could be that. But I don't know. I think it's a good chance.
Yeah, we got 533 people in here. Please please subscribe. Click the link in the description. Sub up my man Joey. This is a crazy day. This is one of the, we've been doing this for a while. This may be one of the most craziest trades ever since I've been on YouTube, man, because I did not expect this at all. at all.
It's one of the most, even not even just a trade, but this offseason, it's been one of the most non-answer. I'm just going to make up words like non-answerable,
Right.
just question mark on everything they say. Like I see these other teams saying, "Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that." Like they're very blunt about things that they're doing. Like us, it's like. Mm-hmm. You know, you might as well not even ask these front office guys any questions because they turn around to another question or they say something totally different than what the question was asked. So it's just very long off season, definitely.
Yeah. Twain Eagles 215, man. Thank you so much for super chat. He says, Philly, whoever is there that we think we're going to get, Dallas or Giants will pick them. Probably. I mean, I'm going to feel sick if Kyle Pitts is a Cowboy. I am going to be sick. If he's on the Giants or the Cowboys, that will suck, man. You know what I mean? No question about it. And I'm trying to catch up to these. So I'm sorry if I'm missing your guys' chat. Just keep asking. I'll get through to it. Fabio, thank you for super chat. Philly 500, I'm sticking to your thoughts that something else is going on. Hopefully this is not a conspiracy theory, although I love it. I'm a conspiracy theorist. But, I mean, here's why I wonder, because one, the trade happened so early. It just happened like so early. Out of nowhere, they're trading back. I don't usually see teams trade back, not that early. And then, the whole thing about they tried to get Wilson. Well, how can you go from you're about to try to get Wilson at 3 to trade back to 12? Like, to me, that makes no sense. The only reason I would think maybe they want to get up is because, one, they know Joe Douglas with the Jets at 2. They want to jump San Francisco, and they're going to go about it doing that. I mean, they had success doing that to get Carson before, so why not?
At the end of the day, who drafted Jalen Hurts last year? Who drafted him last year? I don't get it, because I think me and you talked about it earlier about I think there was some type of power struggle. Who's the one did Jeffrey Lurie go over how he's headed, say we're drafting Hurts? Like, who drafted this kid last year with a small sample size of a few games? Mm-hmm. And, obviously he progressively got worse in those 4 games, but between this offense and this playbook and scheming against these defenses, like I don't want them to create the same problem, the same monster all over again. It makes no sense to me why they're right. It's like we're doing the same thing as we did last year, and then you want to give up more draft picks, move to the 3rd overall. I mean, that's just crazy.
Well, and that's why I'm saying that's why I think they went hard after Rappaport. Now that's just my theory. That's why he had to delete the tweet, because they don't want to create the same thing, even though they're trying to do the same thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. AK Eagles 88, man. Thank you for the super chat, my man. You the man. Thank you, buddy. He says 500 and Joey, 2 of my favorites. Hit the like button, guys. I'm conflicted about this. I'm going to keep my head down and wait till draft and decide if I want to blow my top or not. But it's Howie, so anything can happen. I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm trying to just wait and see. I'm not really happy about the trade, but I'm not going to trash it because I want to see who we get and what the plan is. I think there's a plan. I got to think there's something more to this. I do. Tim Bria, thank you so much for super chat. If Pitts, Jamar, and Devontae are going by 12, I think we take Parsons. He's just a monster that we are lacking on our defense. I think pause. There you go, pause again. I think you could be right. I mean, I could totally see it. You know what I mean? Definitely,
Yeah, I mean, I'd be really surprised. I mean, we haven't taken a linebacker since.
Yeah, we drafted Son Brother says we haven't drafted a Pro Bowl since 2012. Well, no, Carson was a Pro Bowler in 2016. So we did draft. Oh, man, hold on, this thing's skipping all around. Let me make sure. Possible 3 first-round picks next year. I'm still in shock. Yeah, I mean, 3 first-round picks are great. You just got to hit on the picks. Now, I'm going to be rooting for Miami to lose so much. I want them to lose every game. That would be awesome if somehow they stunk and Indianapolis stunk, but they played Carson and we got really high picks. I mean, maybe that's dreaming, but who knows? Radiation Boss, thank you for the super chat, man. Who says it only makes sense if it's the Eagles' way. Very true. Very, very true. Kevin Bacon, Jeremiah Owuzu-Koramoah. is better than Parsons at 12 overall. I like him better. I like him better. I would even trade back again and get him. At this point, why not? I love Jeremiah Owuzu Koromoa, if I said it right. Tim Bria, Dave for Super Chat. I'm a dingbat if you didn't notice. I did notice, but I didn't want to say anything. But I'm glad. Welcome, it's awesome. AK Eagles 88, man. Welcome to Dingbat Nation, man. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you for joining. And if I can get over here and get you a mod, I will. This thing is I'm so behind. It's always the thing with whatchamacallit. Oh man, I'm so far. I'll get you the mod in a little bit. I cannot find it. But thank you, buddy. One more. Big T, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. Looks like we are no longer making a pit stop. That being said, give Hurts this year, and if he doesn't succeed, you can use your 3 picks for a quarterback next year. I think that there's something to that too. I mean, I think that they're probably trying to load up on these picks in case, you know what I mean?
Yeah, just covering their butts, you know what I mean? And totally, without obviously with Carson Wentz not if he gets hurt, obviously, we're not going to get that. We'll get a second round pick out of it. But I mean, look, like you said earlier, if someone drops, someone's going to drop. The draft never goes the way it does. If someone does drop, I'm telling you, at 12 and we pick the right guy, this trade is going to look so fantastic, and you secure your future on top of it. It's going to look pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Tell you that.
Yeah. Imperfect family, Philly. Why everybody hating on Hurts? We gotta go to the Super Bowl. Please don't pause on his nuts. I won't. I promise. Big Kid Rook, thank you for super chat, man. He says Micah Parsons ran a 40-yard dash in 4.39. Who do you think Denver Broncos pick at 9? Number 9 pick will be leftovers for dinner, Philly. I don't know. I don't know who. I don't know what I'm having for dinner, but I don't know. I don't know who they're gonna pick. I really don't know. Do I think it's gonna be Parsons? It could. I think Dallas takes Surtain if he's available. So I think Dallas is going to go defense. I think Denver could go defense. I mean, I guess it's possible that, it's possible. It's a long shot that Pitts drops. I don't think it'll happen. I don't think Chase will drop. Some people think Devontae Smith. What do you think about where he's going to go?
I honestly don't know. Like I don't know if people are gonna take his weight, his accountability with his weight, and see where he goes from there. I don't know where he's. I really don't. I mean, I had him going maybe out of the top 10, maybe just by a couple picks, just because of how many quarterbacks are needed, and obviously, there's gonna be people that go defense, and I'm not really sure, but I think with his weight, he's a playmaker. I love Devontae Smith, but yeah. I don't know if he's gonna. He might not drop. I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, because some of these teams are going by position and what they really need. Like unfortunately, with this team, we need best player available. So I don't know where he's gonna land. That's why Waddle might be past the top 10 as well. I mean, he might land to us as well. So. There's a lot more to really go to.
I feel like Waddle will be there. I don't know if Smith will be there, but if he was, I mean, that would be fine with me. I would be thrilled. Adam Milsom, thank you for super chat. The Eagles must really loved Wilson. Pause. They might. They're gonna be saying it all the time now. Jersey boy, thank you for super chat, man. Wait and see what happens in the draft. We rebuilding. If we're rebuilding, the only thing about the whole rebuild thing is, then why are we signing, bringing guys back that restructuring deals like Brandon Brooks and people like that? Why not just cut it out, and just go on from there?
No, they must think they still have something. I mean, they're good players. I mean, but obviously there's the injury bug. That's the question too. These guys, even Lane Johnson, and like you said, Brandon Brooks. These guys have gotten injuries nonstop. Dallas Goedert on offense, even at tight end, he every 6 games it seems like he does get hurt too. So yeah, that's another thing. Since that Super Bowl, the injuries have increased. I mean, at one point we've had over 13 players on IR. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, something's got to get done with that, because we've hired 3 different medical staff people in the past 3 years. We've made changes. How many more times you got to do it? I mean, it's just, it's crazy.
It is crazy. Like if the one thing that scares me is that how he's making the picks. Like I understand you want to accumulate draft picks, but picking 6, I felt like, man, it's hard to blow this pick. Picking 12 scares me. It really scares me. I think like who's he going to draft is probably not anybody we're talking about right now because it never is who we want. It's never who he wants. So it's probably like a defensive end. It's probably some offensive lineman. I don't know. It's just crazy.
Would you be mad with an edge rusher?
It depends. I haven't, from what I've seen of the edge rushers, I just think that there may be better players at other positions on the board at that time. Position wise, I'm not, but I don't know. I don't know how good they are. I don't know.
I mean, we got Derek Barnett making $10 million, but
I mean, I look at like Parsons. If Parsons is on there, why not take him? Or my guy Jeremiah Owuzu-Koramoah. I think those guys are game changers. I mean, J.C. Horn is a guy that you need. You desperately need a corner. We haven't had a good young corner in a long time. Why not? Why not get him?
I'm down with it.
I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. I feel like something else is up. I just feel like something else is up. Definitely. Because I don't know,
Yeah.
Birds Nation, thank you for super chat. Would you like to know what you think of George Hill? I thought it was a good trade. I thought it was decent. I thought it was good, and I think he'll fit. And I think it's a good, solid trade. I mean, it's nothing that's gonna, it's nothing huge, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. It's not Lowry or anything like that. Let me think here. Let's read some of these off. Philly, did you see that Dan Orlovsky and Chris Simmons both are saying the Niners will get Mac Jones with the 3rd pick? I want Mac Jones. You want Mac Jones? I'm not a big Mac Jones guy. I'm not a big Mac Jones guy. I like Lawrence. I like Wilson. I like Fields. Trey Lance, I kind of like. I like those 4, but after that, I'm not sure if I'm a Mac Jones guy.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh my God, Zeke fan, you did it. You look at that face.
When was that?
That was me waking up. I woke up. I took a picture of that, and I put it on video today, saying, "This is what my wife gets to wake up to every morning." I was like, "You think your life's bad? Look what my wife has to wake up to." And he's like, "I want to use it as a thumbnail," and he did it. That's awesome. I love it. It's the greatest thumbnail ever. It's beautiful. Pitts will probably go to the Giants. He might go to Dallas or the Giants. I mean, that's the other thing. We are literally picking behind the Giants and the Cowboys now. And we had the worst record in the division. And we're behind them, Joey.
Do they even have room for him? Because honestly, like if they're keeping Pitts as a tight end, they just paid Kyle Rudolph. Unless they're not going to have him because of injury, because he's got to have surgery.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the only thing I can really think of with the Giants.
I don't think the Giants are going to care. I think they're going to take the best player. I think they're going to take the best player. Philly Fresh, my man, what's up? Thank you for the super chat. He said, make sure y'all hit the like for my guys. Thank you, my man. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's very, very weird what's going on. It came out of nowhere. We heard nothing about the Eagles even wanting to trade up. And here's the other thing I want to bring up. Do you think they got enough for this pick? No. I mean, if you look at what Miami got to go to trade out 3, it looks like we got nothing. I mean, we only got 1 first-round pick. Really?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's why is it so early? Why is this happening so early? Like we're just going to beat a dead horse, because if you make a trade this early, then obviously you know what you're doing. There is a direction. There's not like, what are we doing? We're just going to wait till draft night and see what happens. Right. There's none of that. There's some type of direction going on. So because making that Carson Wentz trade, jumping 2 trades where you had to get rid of a lot of players, give away a lot of contracts with the Kiko Alonso, the Byron Maxwell, and just getting to that second overall pick was like, I don't know how he did it, but it seemed like it was a lot just to do that. It just seemed like, maybe in it, like even when you go in this draft, maybe, if you move up a spot or two, a few spots, it's not a big deal. But when you're in the top 10 pick, it's a lot harder to, move up, and you're afraid of other teams picking the player that you guys want. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I think there is a direction of who they're targeting. I mean, there's got to be somebody.
Yeah.
At this point.
No, I hear you. Which King of Agmar says, who is our last true number one receiver? I mean, I guess you can maybe make an argument for Alshon, right? Macklin, I guess would be our
really.
Yeah.
I mean, Alshon Jeffrey
he had one good year, Macklin.
Yeah.
Macklin they let go too early, too. But if you look at what the Niners gave up, they gave up a first. They gave up their first this year. They gave up a first in 22 and 23. They gave up a third round pick. And I think they gave up something else too. We only got a first round pick in 2022 and a fourth round pick this year. That was it. It didn't seem like a lot.
Well, because we don't have a fourth round. We don't have a fourth round pick. That fourth round pick we didn't have was from that Jannard Avery trade in 19. That's where we got rid of that.
Why is that fourth round pick more valuable than like give me a second next year? You know what I mean, or something like that? It's just weird. Inferno Productions. Yo, King Dingbat, you missed my super chat. Also, another note is if Jalen Waddle is at 12, I'm taking him. But who knows with Howie? Inferno, man, I apologize for missing your super chat. This thing is going so fast, I cannot keep up with it. And when I use StreamYard, it comes at me at a different time than when the regular stream. So I apologize truly for missing it, my man. But thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate it, man. I really do. Let's see what Cecil has to say. Everyone went all nuts on his pro day, and he was floating majority of his throws. That's getting picked off in the pros. Are we talking about Wilson? I don't know. I mean, I watched a little bit of it. I like Wilson. I think he's a stud. And I missed yours too, Isaac. I apologize, buddy. Sorry. If I missed anybody's, I apologize.
Zach Wilson was thrown off. I mean, there was a couple of times I watched and he was thrown off his back foot. I guess they want to see how far he could throw going off his back foot. And, I mean, he threw like a 55-yard pass off his back foot. I mean, it's crazy. He had a really good day. He did.
Yeah. So. He has a big arm. Big arm. Lions Den, shout out to you, my man. He says, why would Miami draft a wide receiver if they just signed Will Fuller? Well, I think Will Fuller, I think he's good, but he's always hurt. And I don't know that he's a true number one. I don't know that a Will Fuller prevents you from drafting a Jamar Chase. And they may not. They may just go and draft Kyle Pitts. I think one of those two guys is going to go there. The question is can one of those two guys get to the Eagles? That's what you got to wonder.
And Will Fuller, he got paid like $10 million. I think $10 million guaranteed. I mean, it was a lot of money for a guy that's been hurt and hasn't really done well recently. So
yeah. Ray says Philly 500 and Joeyshakes 72. Love the both of your shows. So combined, it's magic. Please say hello to Ray. What's up, Ray?
Oh, Ray.
How are you, buddy?
Doing well.
It's crazy. And Noah says Dallas still stinks, which never changes. It never changes. Well, Zach Wilson have quarterback's face, no scrub. Oh, he's young. Yeah, he looks young. He does. I like Zach Wilson. I'm really curious, though, about this whole thing where they tried to trade up to get him. Then they decided no, so they traded back. And here's the thing. If you're really trading up for him, then why would Miami – why would San Francisco beat you out with the 12th pick? They had the 12th pick. We had the 6th pick. But they beat him out. They out-trade – I think what I read, I think they said that the Eagles weren't sure Wilson's going to be there. So they didn't want to make the trade because they want to make sure they get him. So
yeah, for all we know, Atlanta could have got. I don't know. Six is hard. 6 is a hard spot.
Yeah. So if the Niners want him at 3, let's say, and the Eagles really want to get him, they can jump. They still can jump the Niners. The Jets are sitting there. We don't know what the Jets are going to do. But what if we're packaging all these picks to go up and get them? It would not shock me, Joey. It would not shock me at all.
No, I wouldn't.
Not in the slightest. Huh?
Imagine though. I mean, just imagine that happening. I mean, just we get these picks early and
right.
And then you know what? And then you use whatever picks you have. And you say, hey, well, we're still going to have, if Carson Wentz plays past his 70, whatever percent, to get that first round pick. I know we're really basing that pick a lot. Like we're kind of saying it's automatic.
Yeah,
but I don't know what you think of it. But I mean, I know we're kind of really hoping that we get it badly.
Yeah. I mean, we're assuming, and we don't know. Big Kid Rook, thanks for super chat again, my man. Shout out to you. He says, how many seasons can the Eagles fan expect to be a losing team in a rebuilding process? I think if you do it right, you could turn it around in 2 years.
Yeah, and it starts. So my bad.
No, go ahead.
I think what it really starts with is the coaching staff and how they're going to use these guys to their strengths, put them in a good position on the football field to win games. And that's where it's going to start, because I think our first problem is the front office, but our second most important problem is the coaching. That's why so many players are leaving the Philadelphia Eagles, becoming successful elsewhere. And you're like, what's going on? So I think with this new coaching staff, and I think Nick Sirianni is just a micromanager and of everything. And I have a lot of faith. You know what? I'm optimistic about it. I'll give them a chance. It's a very close coaching staff that they know each other from different trees, especially with this offense, because Shane Steichen, our offensive coordinator, he's been a receivers coach. He's worked with quarterbacks before. So, most of these guys on the offense coaching staff, they've worked multiple positions over their careers. They've worked with receivers. They've worked with quarterbacks. So they're not into one position. They know how to work an offense. Plus, Pellegrino, I forgot his name, the passing game coordinator from the Colts that we got too. So, you really have to give it a chance. I think there's some optimism there with those guys. I mean, they talk a good game, but we'll see.
I like the coaching staff. I really like the coaching staff. I really like them. Mav, I saw that. You said you're a Bengals fan. I'm keeping that for you, buddy. Robert Dredden, thank you for super chat. What's up, fellas? Philly 500, Joeyshakes, two of the best reporting for Philly sports. Thank you, buddy. Listen,
thanks,
since we're in the cancel culture, why don't we all agree to permanently cancel Howie Roseman? Problem is, we're all living in Howie vision. This is Howie vision, 100%. Today is proof of it, And look, I wouldn't have made the trade, but I am trying to be like you. I'm trying to give him a chance, see what happens, see how it develops. I'm not going to kill him yet. I'm just going to hope for the best. I'm just going to hope for the best. Arthur Porter, thank you so much. Thanks so much for super chat, my man. Appreciate that. But I do. I wonder what is going on. I really. It's just weird to me that I don't care that they traded. It's the way that it happened and the timing that really has me trying to think, like, what's going on here? It's weird to me. AK Eagles, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate it. For the first time, all I can do is sit back and listen. I can't ask questions because I'm so lost right now. So instead here, I have some money. Well, thank you, AK Eagles 88, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate that. Thank you. It's hard to know what is going on. If you held the gun in my hand and said, what do I really think? I think that something else is coming. I think that they have a plan in place. There's something going on, and that they did this as step one of something. Maybe it's something that won't work out. Maybe they're just putting themselves in a position. So if the Jets say we want to trade this pick, they can do it. I don't know. I don't know. But,
maybe they're thinking that they're saying, well, we trade back. They're saying we can get good value out of pick number 12. We can draft someone real good for this team, and just to cover our butts, we have some. Obviously, we could protect our future with some draft picks, with some draft capital. So I mean, it could go either way, but I think there is a plan in motion, though. Definitely, there is. There's a plan. We're just not sure of what it is yet. John Gill, thank you for super chat, my man. Why draft Pitts or Parsons? We have a noodle arm and umbrella boy. Just kidding. I think we should get a solid starter at 12. I think so. I mean, I think you could get a good player. To me, I'm kind of leaning
J.C. Horn right now. Him or Parsons is where my head is at the 12th pick, you know. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. You know, it's crazy. It really is crazy. They haven't even looked at Chase or Pitts Pro Day, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, they obviously, I don't know. My brother thinks that, and this would piss me off. He thinks they're moving back, and he's been saying for like a month now that they're going to trade back. He thinks they're moving back because they don't want to pay the 6th pick. It's cheaper.
That's kind of ridiculous, but
if that's the case, I would be pissed, you know.
But they're not getting. I mean, I understand. It's just that's just so like. That's just why. I mean, I understand with the cap situation. Like, there's moves that you haven't even done yet, even with the restructures. No restructure to Lane Johnson. You're paying Derek Barnett $10 million. Why? I don't know. And like, you're just moving out because you don't want to pay so we're at 12. So what if it's a really good? Depending on the player, it could be a guy that wants more, buddy. I mean, it's not like we're picking at 2021 right now. So right,
exactly. Zeke fan, if you want me to remove the picture beyond? No, hell no. Keep that picture. I love that picture. Are you kidding? I'm an ugly dude. Well, I'm a good looking ugly dude, but that's okay. That's okay. Jason Rose, thank you for super chat. We can all agree Howie's a horrible kisser. Lips are too thin, but come on, this has to be a play for Russ or Watson. There's a lot of people that think it is a play for Russell Wilson or Watson. I can't see Russell Wilson, and I would buy into the whole Watson thing if he wasn't having the off the field problems right now. I think that to me makes me think that teams are going to stay away from him.
I think they're going to drop. I've been reading a lot more about that. And I think they're false accusations. I don't think they're true. I mean, that's just me, but hey, I could be wrong. But I've seen so many reports of the Eagles having interest as well as a few other teams because Watson, he's not playing a snap this year. He's not playing one snap for the Texans this year. So it's definitely another observation that we could say that it could happen.
I mean, they got 3 first-round picks next year. They've got the firepower to do it, you know. Joey, thank you for super chat, man. Appreciate it. I like to trade back. 4 quarterbacks will go before us, and Waddle, Smith, Parsons, or Horn will be there. And we're going to have 3 ones next year. Hell yeah. Does it concern you, Joey, the guy who's making the pick? Does that scare you at all?
Yeah.
You know, because it scares me. You know, if you're talking about, let's say, Baltimore, this was Baltimore, a team that has a history of really good drafts, I would feel like I'd be like, this is great idea. Right. But because of it, I get a little scared, you know.
Yeah, because how are you going to know? Like, even when like Howie and you know Sirianni had their like little press conference together with Dave Spadaro, like, you know, they're asking Nick Sirianni what type of players do you want here, and it's just I'm sitting here and I'm like, you know, he's saying that there's a collaboration with the draft. There's got to be some type of collaboration with the draft. Yeah. I mean, what is it? Nick Sirianni sits in one room by himself, and Howie's in the other, and they're just waiting for Howie to get the 53-man roster together, and he's supposed to coach. Yeah. I just don't get it.
But they're in the same building, and they're doing 2 different streams. Why not just get on camera together? I don't understand it. It's weird to me. AK Eagles, man, thank you for super chat. I'm with you, Howie. Howie with 3 first rounders is like a 5-year-old with a dollar bill. He's got to spend it. I can't see how he's sitting on 3 firsts for a whole year. So yes, you're right. Something is coming. I mean, I think something's up. I don't know what it is. I mean, maybe it's specific players. Maybe they just, maybe there's a quarterback they like coming out next year and they want firepower. I don't know. I just feel like trading that pick now, like you said, Joey, where you could have held on to it and got more later, even if that's what you wanted to do. It's kind of like the rushing the gun, kind of, like. I don't understand it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Tim Bria, thank you for super chat. I'm the leader of Pause Nation. That is good. You are the Pause King. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Pause. Everybody pause. Trade for Watson, says Mark. I mean, look, they said that they're interested, so who knows? I really wonder what Jalen Hurts is thinking right now. I would love to know what he's thinking.
I think he's just worried about. I think he's just training, worried about himself, and he's going to just try to prove himself by train, by camp. I think that's all he's doing. Obviously, he's going to watch the draft. I mean, I know that these guys look at some outside noise. Definitely, I mean, they can't help it. But I doubt it's going to bother him that much. But he's definitely going to be looking at it.
Yeah, Jeremiah Butler, man, thank you for super chat. People, we have 2 firsts and a possible. It's not a first until it is. Yeah, it's not a first until it is, no question. And Andrew here, he's the president of the Howie fan club. He says, Joel and Joey, Howie haters of America. Look, I'm not hating on Howie. I am rooting for him to get this thing right. I want him to get it right. I hope he gets the right pick. I did not break this wall today. I held back. I didn't tear it. I'm giving him a chance. So, I mean, I can't do any more. There's not more I can do but give the guy a chance. I just think that Howie doesn't do things like this without a plan. I really think that. I think there's something he's planned something. I think we're going to see. Maybe he'll do it and we'll go, wow, that was genius.
We might be making it. We might be making a big deal out of it too. Like, so you're saying if we draft Parsons, if we draft, we draft J.C. Horn, if we draft one of these guys, especially big players on defense, say just a defensive guy, and we already had this trade in place with the 12th, and we're picking at the 12th overall. You're okay. You're fine going into this year with the receivers. Look, I understand nothing's perfect right now, but obviously, you're going to go into the season as a, look for those building pieces, and then obviously go with those, draft picks next year. I mean, are you going to be okay if we pick the right guy at 12?
Yeah.
Regardless.
Yeah. If they pick like Parsons or Horn or somebody like that, I'm going to be like, okay, I like the pick. I think that was a good pick. I think they're a good player. But I also know that following draft is going to be so important. That draft where you have 3 first-round picks, you have to hit that pick. Yep. You have to hit those picks. You know what I mean? You have to.
You gotta.
No question about it. You can't break the wall. You're selling your house. That's true. That's Howie Roseman. He usually fire. You go to here in Eagles. The Eagles champ loves Howie Roseman. Don't you, buddy? See, that's hate. I didn't say that. I was actually trying to click on this one. You can't break the wall. You're selling the house. That's true.
Don't do it.
I am. But I will still break it anyways, though. JJ, thank you for super chat. Trading back to save cap doesn't make sense because wouldn't 2 first-round picks cost more than 1? They're actually spending more money by trading back. Well, they only got 2 first-round picks next year, not this year. So next year they have more money to work with. So the thought process is that they rather have the picks next year because of the money. But I mean, I hope that's not the case.
Plus, we haven't traded Zach Ertz yet. We don't know what's going on with that. Obviously, the Eagles have said they're doing nothing but they're not releasing Zach Ertz. They're looking for whatever it's going to be.
Right.
So,
and I did a video on this today, and it became like literally I put the video out, and about an hour later, it became the most useless video in the world because they traded the pick. But I was suggesting looking into trading Dallas Goedert. If you can't trade Ertz, then maybe you shop Goddard. You'll get some value for him, but he's in the last year of a contract. Now, I'm not saying I would do it, but I thought it was worth looking into, especially if you were going to draft Pitts, right? If you're going to draft Pitts, but now it doesn't matter. No.
We're done.
Robert, thank you for super chat. Howie doesn't wash his hands after using the restroom in Walmart, then goes to the checkout, purchase WWE coloring book. Man, you guys are killing Howie. And people say I'm mean. I'm not killing Howie. I'm giving him a chance. You got to say, I am giving him a chance. Brad, thank you for super chat. I honestly don't think Parsons is getting past the Giants. Joe Judge was at his pro day. He might not. I mean, he might not, But the Giants are interesting because I think I think the Giants are having a great all season. I think they filled a lot of holes, and I think they could go like a lot of different ways. If I was the Giants, I probably would want to get my offensive line better,
Yeah, because I think they're missing a guard right now. I think they released their left guard to free up some cap space. I don't know who else is gone right now, but I know they have a couple spots on the offensive line they got to shore up. Definitely.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Philly, check your personal email. Okay, I definitely will, S. Marie. Definitely. Let's see. Where was I here? I'm losing my mind here. Okay, JJ. Since 1995, top 16 picks have always been offensive line, quarterback, and defensive line. That's true, isn't it? Yeah, you're right, JJ. That is true. Interesting. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Let's see. There must be something we don't know to give up on Chase and Pitts and Smith. I don't think there's anything with Chase, Pitts, and Smith. I think the Eagles got a plan. I think they're, maybe, like I said, maybe there's a quarterback they really like next year, somebody they like next year, and they want to have the ammo. I don't remember the Eagles having 3 first-round picks ever. And I wouldn't be surprised if they use one of those picks and comes back into the first round this year.
Yeah, they could do that. Maybe they think the receiver core is set for this year. Maybe they want to see what these other guys could do. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. Jay, thank you for super chat. He says Howie stinks and Dallas still stinks. Thank you for super chat, man. Yeah, look, I understand people are frustrated with Howie. I get it, but I got to at least give him a chance to see what he's going to do. Because I don't think this thing's over yet. But I want to see who he picks. If he picks, some obscure offensive lineman who's a fireman that's 20-something years old, I'll flip out. But, if he takes Parsons or if he takes J.C. Horn or if he takes somebody like that, I'm not going to complain at all. How can I? You know what I mean?
No, definitely not.
Here's a good question. What should the Eagles do with Andre Dillard? What are your thoughts on that?
I would keep him for depth for right now, but at the same time, they should try crossing him the guard or try doing something with him there. Just because left tackle. I don't know. I think they could. And I know that Stout likes to cross train a lot of these guys because switching our offensive line 14 times last year, it was crazy. He does the best he could do with this offensive line to get us prepared for every single game. So I think I know there was some rumors earlier in the offseason where there was some talks about the Andre Dillard getting traded, turn him into something else, and that's the Eagles' fault for that. And Andre Dillard obviously hasn't his body hasn't really held up too well either. So I would say keep him at left tackle as a depth piece, or just try, have him know left tackle and have, cross train him, have him know another position.
Yeah. So yeah. No, I would like to see if they can move him to left guard, because I don't want to take Mulata out of that left tackle spot. That turned into a bad pick, man. That really,
They went to total opposite that draft. It was a heavy heavy defensive draft, and they just, smartest guy in the room has to pick an offensive lineman. That
they never even interviewed him. He had no idea.
They redshirted him pretty much. They pretty much put Jason Peters in front of him. But Jason Peters went down. They started him for 3 games. Right tackle at one of those games blew his confidence out of the water, and then he goes into camp this past year. He does 2 reps.
I know.
He does 2 reps at camp and he gets hurt. It's crazy.
I know. It is. It really is. People are sleeping on J.C. Horn so much. If he comes to the Eagles, our secondary is solidified, Space God says. I like J.C. Horn. Have you watched any J.C. Horn at all?
Oh, yeah. Big corner, physical, in your face, hands-on. For a big guy, that what he could do, he could stay on a receiver, turn his hips. He's very fluid with his he's very good at reading the routes of the receiver. Just because of his size, because I actually want to get a cornerback that actually has size, not like a Russell Douglas that, we couldn't really put him out in the open on an island, but to put this guy out there, he could do it all. He can do it all.
Oh, definitely. I think, to me, he's my number 1 corner, because I think he's got the combination of speed and size. A Surtain's big. I think he's gonna be a good corner, but I think he's gonna have problems against speed receivers like a Tyreek Hill, guys like that.
Right.
HT, man, welcome to Dingbat Nation, buddy. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Birds Nation 302, man. Thank you for super chat. I seen a UFO shaped like a Tic Tac. Interesting. Did you happen to film it? I'd like to see it. I saw a couple UFOs before. I'm not gonna lie. I've seen them. You know, they're out there. Mark Walker, man, thank you for super chat, man. I appreciate it. What do you guys think of Caleb Farley? That's a great question.
Caleb Farley, because he started as a quarterback, turned to a corner, so he has been playing corner his whole career. I think as a role-playing corner, he's good. Do I think he'll be a top guy? I think he'll be solid, but I don't think he's going to be anything that's going to be, anything crazy. Just because he hasn't played that corner spot his whole career and he's changed positions. So I like him. Trust me, I do. I'm actually kind of interested to see where he goes in this draft. Is he going to make it first round? Is he going to drop to the early second round? So it should be interesting.
Yeah,
see what happens.
I like Caleb Farley. My biggest fear with him is his injuries. I think he's had a couple ACL non-contact ACL injuries. That scares me. That worries me. He may be a guy that turns out to be very good, very talented, very fast. I worry about the injuries, so that's why I would put Surtain and Horn above him. I watched Surtain, I watch Horn. I don't know what it is, but Horn I'm like, this is my guy right here. I think he's a stud. You know what I mean? No doubt about it. Let's see here. Let's find a good question. What do you think of Zavion Collins? Have you checked him out at all?
No, I haven't really looked at him. People have been talking about it. Is he what is he, a possession receiver?
Linebacker.
He's a linebacker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Supposed to be. He's a big linebacker. I haven't seen him yet. I'm going to do a reaction video. I might film it. I'm going to try to film it tomorrow. He's one of the guys I want to do. My favorite linebacker so far. I like Parsons. I like everything he looks like he can do. But Jeremy Owusu-Koramoah, he to me looks like the kind of linebackers teams like, where he's that like kind of like that safety linebacker mix, hybrid. I think he's an absolute beast.
What do you think of the linebacker position now? So now you have Alex Singleton that signed his exclusive rights tag. Right. So bringing him back is pretty big, an underrated gem that we did find. Davion Taylor, a third-round pick that really hasn't had a chance, and blame Jim Schwartz for that. Nathan Gary out the door, thank God. Sean Bradley from Temple, I think he's got really good leadership qualities. I think he could run, make the calls. Physical. Yeah. And then, Jannard Avery, I think, is the big one too, moving him from defensive end back to linebacker, his normal position when we traded him from the Cleveland Browns. He played very well with the Browns at linebacker, I think outside. So I don't know what you think of the linebacker position right now as a whole.
I think there's a need there for a foundational type linebacker. But I think if you look at the guys we have, they're all young and they all have talent. I like TJ Edwards a lot. Okay. I think Alex Singleton, he does some arm curls, gets a little bigger. He had a good year last year. I like Sean Bradley. Davion Taylor is my big question mark because he was a third-round pick. He has to be better than what we've seen from him, and he didn't get a lot of chance. And they talked about him being like Isaiah Simmons, right? Like this, he can do everything. So they got a lot of talent. If they have the coaching that could develop them in a few years, I think they could be very good, but that would not keep me from adding a linebacker if I could. But they got some talent. It's just they're very raw, very young.
We haven't used any of these, not even just linebackers, but I'm just saying the whole roster. We haven't used anybody the right way. So I think the ex-Vikings linebacker coach that has done a good job over there with the linebackers is with us now, and hopefully he gets something out of these guys, because honestly, Jim Schwartz didn't start Davion Taylor till week? He was playing special teams, but he didn't actually get on the field until week 10. Yeah. It was late. And late, he was horrible. But how can I blame him? How can I blame Davion Taylor for that?
This whole former coaching staff, they've done a horrible job with developing talent. We could blame Howie all we want, but there is something to the fact that he drafts guys and they don't do anything in Philly, then they go somewhere else and they become players. There's something to that. So I got to give Howie. I gotta be on Howie's side with that. They have not developed these guys, and maybe he will draft a lot better now. I'm hoping. Born Again says number 12 plus Dillard to the Lions for number 7 and Pitts if Pitts drops. I think you would have to give up more to get to 7. You figure what we gave up to get to, from 6. But if Pitts got to there, I would not mind trading back up for him. No, I definitely don't. Robert Dredd, thank you for the super chat, man. He says, let's just draft the GM at 12. Wouldn't that be nice? That would be real nice. What do you think of Asante Samuel Jr.? I really like Asante Samuel Jr. a lot. I just wonder if he fits our system, because I think, don't we play like the cover, play zone a little more than man in this system? And he's a man corner, I think.
It depends what Jonathan Gannon's doing, really, because even with Jim Schwartz, like – he, especially with these cornerbacks, he's had no faith, even to a point where Darius Slay had his worst year this year, and positively so, just because he can't do it all by himself. He's one corner on the field, and no one else is really helping him. We've had injuries all around. I don't know what they're doing, but when it comes to these corners, like I don't want them to do a picket fence every 3rd and long because they have no trust in these corners and what they could do. But I think Asante is definitely solid, but like you said, is he going to fit the system? Because that's what I was reading a lot. Would he actually fit in the Eagles system?
Yeah. So. Yeah. I mean, we haven't seen what they're going to do yet on offense and defense. So it's kind of hard to know, But I like everything about Asante Samuel Jr. I do. I have Horn and Surtain above him. I have Farley above him. But he's probably my 4th best corner in this draft. I would slay. I would slay. I was reading this. J.C. Horn would have a great mentor with Slay and Harris. Yeah, I agree. I would love that combination with Slay, Harris, and Horn because I think Horn's an instant starter day one.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
Don't want to rely on this pass rush anymore. It's not putting putting all your money into it. You want to spread out that cap to some of these other positions and stop trying to bandage up this defense. Malcolm Jenkins left and he covered up a lot of positions when we needed him for certain offenses we were facing every single week. So that's where we not only did we lose someone that could do that, and then we lost our leader, especially the voice of this defense. And then obviously with Will Parks as well was another one which he got released, and don't know why he just got released all of a sudden at the end of the year when we really needed him the most. So
yeah, Andy Reid always said if you're not drafting a quarterback, defensive lineman in top 10, trade back to get more picks. I mean, that only works to me if you have a guy who can make the right picks. I felt like the Eagles needed top end talent, like one of the some players that are actually top tier guys. And when you talk about generational type talents, I hate to pass that up, but like I said, I think the Eagles have a plan. I don't think they just did this to do it. I think there's a plan in place, and they had to do it now because something else is coming. We'll find out.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Parsons. Stop sleeping on him. Ran a 4.3 pro day. No, nobody's sleeping on him. We talked about him earlier. That him and Horn basically are my 2 guys that I probably would draft at this point. You can throw Waddle in there. I think those 3 guys, I'm all for.
Yeah.
I'm here curious what Steve's going to say. So we moved 6 spots back for basically an extra first next year. That's so stupid. It's hard to get to 6 overall. Bye-bye to any Chase or Pitts. Yeah, you can kiss them goodbye. I agree. I thought they would have gotten more for it. I like maybe like another second or something like that. Like you said, Joey, we've given up, man. We've given up a lot.
Did they have the leverage to get more? I mean, did the Eagles even have leverage to get more out of this trade?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it came out of nowhere. There was no talk of this, right? Well, it's weird because the Niners and Dolphins had to work that trade out. As soon as they worked that trade out, how soon after did Miami negotiate this trade with the Eagles?
It was automatic.
You know what I mean? Like it's like how long were they working on this? I have a lot of questions, man. I have a lot of questions. Jeremiah Butler. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to miss your super chat. I'm starting to believe in conspiracy theories too now. Otherwise, how do you explain DK, Jefferson, and Wentz being abducted to other teams? Hey, I'm with you with the conspiracy theories. I agree. There's always something that's conspiratorial, no doubt about it. And Jeremiah, thank you for this super chat too, saying that I missed your super chat. Sorry about that, my man. I apologize.
Yeah, well, I mean, would you even trust having DK or Justin Jefferson even here with this coaching staff we had last year, the past couple seasons? Would you have even trusted it at this point? Like, would they even start? I mean, it's laughable. It really is, because like I have a feeling DK Metcalf probably would have been on the practice squad for all I know, because of how just they couldn't work these guys out. They couldn't manage these guys and their skill sets, and it's just horrible.
I don't know. It's weird, because it always seems like for whatever reason we like when you're dealing with like just like highly skilled. It sounds weird, but highly skilled wide receivers like DK Metcalf, like Justin Jefferson, like Jamar Chase. Like you get all these guys, and we always seem to pass over them. Always. I just don't understand it. I thought the move last year was to trade up for CeeDee Lamb and just give that second round pick.
Yep.
So I don't know. I don't know. It's crazy. But we got 528 people here. I want you guys to click the link in the description. Go sub up my man Joey Shakes. I'm reading P. Tatted, bro. I think Devontae Smith, and I'm speaking Joey Shakes. They came out Devontae, Joey Smith. That's what I'm gonna call you. Go sub up Joey Smith.
You're a mess. This trade got Howie Vision.
It's been a long day.
Howie Vision.
We are living in Howie Vision. I know. I did that again yesterday too. I was telling my wife, I was like, I'd like to watch Howie Vision again. And she's just looking at me. I mean, like, oh, WandaVision. I can't even get it right, man. It's going to be interesting,
Yeah.
Let me see here. What's legend? Could you guys doing mock draft of the top 12 guys that can fall? They're like your best player available at any position except fullback, kicker, and I mean, we could do something with that. I'm going to try to do at least three mock drafts before. I mean, to me, if we did one real quick right now, I would say you're going to get three quarterbacks off the board early, right? And then the Atlanta pick, I think Pitts could go there, or they could take a quarterback. So then you have Sewell go to a fifth, and then you're going to have 6 Miami. I think they take Chase or Pitts. And then I don't know about Detroit. I have to look into what they need. Then you got Carolina. They need a quarterback. Then you got Denver at 9. I'm not sure what they need. Then you got Dallas and the Giants, right? It's Dallas, Giants, Eagles. That's how it falls. 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy.
It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, it is going to be crazy. No question about it. So we're going to do about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to let Joey go. I know it's late there, right? It's 11:18.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
But yeah, I appreciate everybody being here. 500 people here. If you haven't, click the link in the description. Go sub up Joey Smith. No, I'm just kidding. Joey Shakes. I'm just kidding. Detroit Parsons, maybe. I think that's possible.
Yeah, I've been reading a lot about that. They've been linked up. Parsons' name has been linked up to Detroit for a while. It could be. I don't know. Could be another spot for him.
I mean, they got a couple ones coming too, right? Because they got the Rams pick. So the question is you're going to get 3 quarterbacks off the board. Then you got that 4th spot, right? What is Atlanta going to do? Are they going to take a quarterback? Is somebody going to trade up? Because you still got Trey Lance there. What if the Eagles think, hey, you know what? We're going to get all these picks, sit at 12. If we can't get up to 2 for Wilson, we're going to just take Lance at 12. I don't know. I don't know.
God, I hope not.
Obviously, I feel like there was something to that Ian Rappaport story because I'm basing a lot of my theory on it. But I just think the way he did the whole thing, where he says something, then he clarifies it, and then he pulls that tweet down, is weird. It's weird to me.
Yeah, something's going
And
on.
look, we know these guys. Him, Schefter. You know these guys do are get along with the team and work with these teams. Otherwise, they're not getting any information at all.
Right.
You know, Tim Bria, thank you for the super chat, man. Howie was in a UFO. You saw him. He's an alien. Maybe. Might be. Look, my thing with Howie is I have my issues with him, but right now we have no other choice but to hope he's the guy and he gets it right. So I'm not gonna trash him. I'm not gonna trash the picks. I'm gonna wait to see what happens, and I'm gonna hope for the best. Do I trust him? Not really making picks, but I mean, I gotta hope that there's something going on. You know, that's how I kind of see it. You know,
you think this draft is pretty much his it's pretty much if he's leaving after this year. I mean, pretty much.
Well, I mean, the one thing I'll say though is, do you think a guy's really going to get you 3 first-round picks and then leave? No GM wants to do that.
You never know that though, because there's going to be another GM that comes into the situation as long as Jeffrey Lurie takes his hands off everybody and at least try to, do so. You know what I mean? Like I mean, it does make sense though. I understand but there's like two sides to it though. It's like maybe Jeffrey Lurie's gonna be like, no, I don't want him taking over this draft anymore after this year.
I mean, remember like when Howie came back to his job, the Eagles gave him his job back, and then they said, we're going to get a draft guy. And then they tried to get all these guys. Nobody wanted to work with him. It took forever. Then they got Joe Douglas. And then Joe Douglas leaves, and they never said anything about replacing Joe Douglas. They just ignored it. And Howie, once again, was the GM.
They let Andrew Berry go too. And I think he's with the Browns now.
Yeah,
he's another guy.
Browns, and now he's just making all the picks. Yep. And I have no idea. Here's some things that bother me though. Like when you hear things like he's going down to Doug Peterson during practice during the week saying, give Jalen Hurts more reps over Carson. That concerns me. Like, why is he getting involved in those things when that's purely coaches? You know what I mean? Like, that kind of stuff worries me. We heard about him and Lane Johnson not getting along and some of the things he does. So I don't know. But then you hear the owner gets on, a press conference and he says, well, I don't blame Howie because the picks he wanted, those guys were gone. Well, what about the picks what about the backup plan? I don't know that they'll ever fire him. I think the owner, he's screwed. I think Howie's blackmailing him. I think he's got pictures on him or something.
Something's going on.
But I hope Howie gets it right. That's all we can hope. I hope he's got a plan. I hope he gets it right. But I mean, we're going to see. Picking the 12th pick is a lot harder than picking the 6th pick this year.
Oh, yeah.
And think about it. He's got Dallas picks before him, the Giants pick before him. He can't afford to miss this pick. It might cost him his job. It could, Yeah. It's possible. Kara says it's his son. She thinks, she showed me pictures of Jeffrey Lurie, I guess his father, and his father looks exactly like Howie Roseman. It's true. So maybe they're related. Maybe he's like a time traveler from the past, Who does Dallas and New York take? That's a great question, Joseph. If I had to guess, I think Dallas goes Surtain. I think the Giants go offensive line. But I think the Giants especially could go anyway. I think they have a lot of options. Just my opinion.
Yeah, because I know the Cowboys signed a new safety. They signed another safety, so I know they have. I think corners really their only. Their weak spot on defense. I mean, defensive line's okay. It's all right now. They might not. They probably add something. Maybe mid-round defensive line wise, but corner is definitely the number one. And like you said, the Giants. I don't know. I mean, they can just add another body and say, "Hey, this guy's leaving after this year, and we can have another guy just take over and be a star." So, I mean, they can go whatever. I mean, they can go offensive line in the later rounds if they wanted. They don't even have to do it in the first round.
Yeah, they could. I wouldn't be surprised if they go offensive line. I mean, if it was me and I was the Giants, I'd probably go offensive line because of the amount of times Daniel Jones fumbles and things like that. But you got Galladay. You got yourself another corner. The Giants could go a lot of ways. No question about it. Petey Tatted, man, thank you so much for Super Chat. He says Howie has to go when his contract is up, period. I hear you. I just don't know if it's going to happen. I really don't. You know what I mean?
So if it's a good draft, but it's a really bad season, he's gone.
You think? You think so? See, I think if he has a good draft and a bad season, I think he stays. Because the owner's not going to kill him on the bad season.
Right, because it's the coach. It's the coaches.
Yeah.
Right.
Now you got to give Sirianni. I think Sirianni is going to do good. I think the Eagles are going to come out and they're going to win early because nobody's going to see Sirianni. They're not going to have any tape on him yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting. Yo, like next year's draft, there's only one good quarterback, so it doesn't matter how many first-round picks we have. If Hurts is a bust, which I bet he will. There's no one to draft next season. Well, what if there's one quarterback? What if that quarterback, that's why they're loading up on picks to get that guy, I really wonder if Miami can be bad this year. Like, if they're bad, we got that first-round pick. Like, Miami is a weird team. They go up and down. They can go any way,
Yeah, like they spend a lot of money. Like the past couple years, they've been aggressive on paying guys like a lot of money. Like Byron Jones, like they've used some guys, like Kenyon Drake, and they've had Jordan Howard. They've used guys. They haven't, they've signed guys to pretty good contracts. They haven't used guys. They've been very, like you said, up and down. Not really going up too much. Like I don't know. Are they better than the New York Jets? I don't know because the Jets could aggressively spend a lot of money and do nothing. In 2019, they spent 123 guaranteed dollars and they couldn't even win 3 games. Yeah. So it's just, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. I mean, exactly. Legend Killer says, I'm thinking since we missed out on Dory Jackson, that we might get J.C. Horn, a wide receiver or cornerback. Eagles do like to troll. Yeah, J.C. Horn, his father was a receiver. He's a corner. He's a stud corner, by the way. Danny says, hey, 500, this guy here. I have a theory. I've read the Jets want 3 or 4 first-round picks for that second pick. What if the Eagles traded back to get up to that second pick? Danny, we were talking about that early on because that's kind of my theory too. And I'm basing that on the fact that if you read Ian Rappaport's tweets, he says the Eagles tried to get Wilson. Then he tries to clarify it, and he pulls the one tweet down. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, what if that's what they're doing? They want 4 first-round picks. They'll give up 2 of their own, and they'll give up 2 of other teams. I think it's possible. I'm not saying it's going to happen. It wouldn't surprise me, though. It's an interesting theory, and it would explain, Joey, why they traded so early, why they traded that pick right now.
I don't think that tweet is there. I've been looking. I don't think it's there.
It's not there, right?
I don't think so.
If you go to Bleeding Green Nation and you go to the article where it says report,
and you click the tweet, it's not there.
It's not there.
Yeah, he deleted it.
But he deleted it.
Right.
He deleted that tweet. Why would he delete that tweet when he had to only clarify? I'm telling you, the Eagles got on his ass. That's what I think happened. So maybe they do really want Wilson. And if that's the case, are they going to just let the 49ers get the 3rd pick and be done with it? Or are they trying to accumulate first-round picks so they can make that move if the Jets pull the trigger?
Yeah, I'm right. I'm right at the timeline where all this happened, and that tweet is not even there.
It's not even there.
Nope.
It's gone.
Nope.
Yeah, it's very interesting. I mean, I don't know. That's just the only reason I say it just would make sense then. I could say, oh, well, now I know why they were so eager to trade back to 12 over a month before the draft. Because you said it. You could wait till the night of the draft and get more.
Right.
So it's weird, But Dan loves Wilson. He says Wilson's just a beast, much better than Hurts. I like Wilson a lot. I mean, me personally, I wouldn't give 4 first-round picks. I would give Hurts a chance, but I mean, could that be what they're doing? I don't know. Victor says Eagles missed out on Hall of Famer Kyle Pitts. Well, he's got to be that, but that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried that we're going to be going. We could have had Kyle Pitts. We could have had Kyle Pitts for years to come. You know.
Yep.
That's what I'm worried about. I don't think they'll trade Russell Wilson to the Eagles. I mean, that would be like you'd have to give up a lot. And he's 32 years old. I think we're trying to get younger, you know? Yeah. Sergeant Hollow Point says, who are the Eagles targeting? I have no idea.
There's not even a rumor about anything.
No, I have it's so hard to understand what they're doing. If you would have told me before the offseason started, I would have said, nah, they're going to keep Carson. They're not going to trade back. I mean, everything that you think they're not going to do, they do, you know? So I don't know, you know? It's crazy. But I don't know, man. Any final questions for Joey before I let him get out of here? It's getting late. I don't think the Eagles are targeting Sarah Fuller, Eli Fresh. I hope not. You know, is Flacco getting younger? No. Although if you put Flacco's comments in what he said, it makes you wonder what the hell's going on, dude. You know? Because he was like, I'm not here to mentor.
They're telling him not to answer. Obviously, they're saying, do not answer any questions involving what you're going to be in this offense.
Right.
Obviously, he's a quarterback, and he's going to be somewhere. So, I mean, is he going to make the team? Is he not going to make the team? Is he just trying out? Oh, I made a conspiracy video, a conspiracy theory. Flacco is going. Flacco wanted to come here because of the young coaches and everything that's going on. So it's just weird to me because Flacco had other, he said he had other, offers, and but to take advantage of the Eagles situation, which they don't have a franchise, they have a franchise quarterback that just left. They have another quarterback in Jalen Hurts that they have no question of what's going to happen with him. And I think he took advantage of this situation to come right in, get into camp, and try to take this job. And don't tell me that no quarterbacks in this league that they don't want it. They rather be a backup than a starter. Then I don't have to tell you. I think there's some type of he's working the system in this signing.
You think he's like, I could go beat out Jalen Hurts. I'm going to go there. He might. I
mean, it's not like they've talked, they've texted each other. He said that they've talked and stuff, but it was probably like, "Hey, man, glad to have you." And it's like this guy, and then it's like when they go off the phone, it's like, "Yeah, you're gonna beat me out my spot."
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Tim Bria, thank you for super chat. Please wrench me, Philly. I'll do anything. Pause. Next time I'm in the area where I can do it, I will. I can't for whatever reason, I can't wrench on StreamYard. But thank you, buddy. Here you go. Here's a question from Barry. He says, Joeyshakes, what is your favorite on the poster behind you? I would draft Jason for the win. Who is your favorite on the poster behind you?
Jason's probably my favorite. I'm like on edge with Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees, but Jason's probably my favorite. Then go Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Leatherface, and then go Freddy Krueger.
That sounds like a good defense right there.
Yeah, that's a perfect defense.
Yeah, that's what we need. Jeez, it's crazy. It is crazy. Let's see. They guarantee Flacco $3.5 million. He made 2 times he made last year. Well, they gave him $3.5 million and then another $4 million in incentives. Maybe. I mean, what if they told Flacco, we're going to draft a quarterback and you can start year one? I don't know. Man.
Stop. I'm telling you, he's trying to take advantage of the situation. I'm telling you.
I think you're right.
He could go to another team that's loaded and compete or do whatever and probably get more money, maybe. Right. But you have Fitzpatrick always go to making all this guaranteed money because every time he comes in, he always plays well, and that's the resume he has. So he's a very top quality backup. You have Joe Flacco here that comes here and he's like, oh, I really like the young coaching staff, what they're doing with their guys. I'm here to win football games. I'm sitting here do you know what team you're on right now? Because I really don't know.
I know. Yeah, it's interesting. Message from an Eagle says, would you be surprised if Zach Wilson goes to Jacksonville? I would be very surprised. I mean, I know some people think he's the best quarterback in this draft, but I still think Lawrence is going to go on.
Yeah, definitely.
No question about it. All right, guys. Well, listen, it's getting late. Joey, I want to thank you for coming on last minute with me. Appreciate it. It was a lot of fun. Thank you all to for all the listeners, all the watchers, subscribers, all the super chats, the mods. You kicked ass again. Joey, thank you for coming on. And if you guys haven't, click the link in the description and go sub up my man Joeyshakes. Definitely appreciate it. Look, it's going to be an interesting time because I think the Eagles are not done yet. I think something's going to drop. I think there's a reason why they're doing what they're doing now. So it should be interesting, no question about it. What do you think, Joey? Any final thoughts on the way out?
We're going to see in the next next few weeks what happens. I mean, unfortunately, we're going to have to play the waiting game. We're going to have to suffer for the next few weeks, and hopefully put this together. And we'll see what the East. We'll see what the Eagles do, and the trading Zach Ertz. We'll see what other picks we could get, and I don't know what's going to happen, but hopefully we're going to see some more visits to some pro days. We're going to see where the Eagles have been and see where the interest definitely where it lies. So
yeah,
I'm nervous, but it's do or die with this draft. Unfortunately,
yeah, the draft. These next two drafts are turning out to be like monumental for us. On our direction. I'm okay. I mean, I would have preferred to keep the sixth pick, but at this point, I want to see how this thing plays out. And before I flip out, I want to see who they get and how it works out, because it may work out better in the end. So I'm just going to hope and pray that we make the right picks this year.
Yep.
Should be interesting. All right, guys. With that said, an Eagle Slayer, man, shout out to you, man. I see you in here. I didn't see you earlier, but I just want to say shout out to you, man. You the man. Thanks for earlier, buddy. Appreciate that. With that said, guys, we're going to let you go. You guys take care. I will talk to you later. And, of course, don't be a dingbat, and we'll see what the hell happens.
Later, guys.